Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faris Luqman bin Ibrahim from Group ED2481A and will explain my lab work report in video for experiment 4 under pressure. The objective is first to investigate how pressure varies in air and water. Second is to determine the value of the pressure in air or in water on Earth in a variety of situations. Third is to discover how to change the pressure. Fourth is to determine the relationship between pressure and depth, the relationship between pressure and density, and also pressure and gravity. Lastly, to determine the density of unknown fluid. The apparatus is first PET simulation, paper, pen, and calculator. The theory for this experiment is the term fluid encompasses both liquids and gas. When a fluid is at rest, it exerts force on the wall of the container in which it is contained. Layers of fluid exert stresses on one another. The quantity of perpendicular force applied on an area divided by that area is known as pressure or force per unit area. For procedure part A, we will develop our understanding to simulation was expressed and explore to find out how pressure varies in air and water. Next, we will explain our understanding by describe in a variety of container shape, include image that support our understanding. Next, we will expand our understanding by predict the value of the pressure in water on Earth was designed, and also we will predict the correction if necessary, and also the compare the pole of water was in Denver, and also is it the pole affect our value. Next, we will expand our understanding by look at relative height and container shapes that affect our pressure. For procedure part B, for each question the answer was predict and the answer was supported with an explanation. Then the under pressure simulation was used to verify and screen capture was added to our explanation. Some ideas was discovered that we want to add to our answer given. This is also the continue for part B for procedure 6 until 10. For data and result for part A, we can see the amount of simulation that tried during the experiment for figure 1 until figure 3. Next is the data and result for explain our understanding. The physical force exerted on an item is known as pressure. The force delivered to the object per unit area is perpendicular to the item surface. The weight of air molecule pressing down on the earth is known as air pressure. At the sea level, where the density of air molecule is greatest, the highest pressure exists. As we move away from the earth and into the atmosphere, the air pressure decreases. Okay, for the data result for expand our understanding, we use the experiment by using the PET simulation. The experiment was set up. The depth was adjusted starting from 1.2 until 3.0 meter. The pressure at each depth was measured and recorded. Data and result from that experiment, we have as the depth increase, the pressure in the water also increase. This means that affect the pressure in the water. Next, we can see that for result for question 3 part A, pressure underwater is more than pressure for above sea level or above water. Result for question B and C is because the air pressure in the river reduced to 0.85 kg per square centimeter at this altitude compared to the typical atmospheric pressure of 1 kg per centimeter. The value of the pole of water in the river deviate from the simulation. The value are unaffected by the pole form. As a result, it has no effect on the air pressure whether it is in form 1 or form 3. This is because the pressure in a fluid is only determined by its depth from the water surface. The result for the part A, for question 4, for the atmospheric condition, we can see that on atmosphere is greater to the pressure than the atmosphere off. Next is gasoline is less than, the pressure is less than water and honey. Next is the gravity mass gravity is less than Earth and Jupiter. For data and result part B, we have question for number 1, question 1. The answer is A. A is less than B and less than C because as the depth increase, so does the pressure also. For question 2, the answer is B. Y is less than X and so less than Z. Y has a relatively small pressure compared to X and Z. For data and result part B, we continue with question number 3. The answer is A, increase because there is water pressure. It will be heavier in addition to the depth. Question number 4, the answer is C, stay the same because the inflow and outflow rate is at the same rate without disturbing the water pressure. And the answer for question 5 is A, increase because the higher the fluid density, the higher the water pressure. The question number 6, the answer is increase. We can see the before and after. The load adds a pressure in the water when inserted. The question number 7, the answer is B, decreased by 101.3 kilopascal. This is due to no pressure on the water surface. And answer for number 8 is A, both pressure will double because gravity double as much as the pressure that occur. The answer for question number 9 is C, they are the same because the same shape will give the same pressure. And the answer for number 10 is fluid A has more pressure than B and C because pressure affect the density value. Okay, lastly, for the part conclusion part A, the pressure for the height below the surface give different readings for all three shapes. This is because the presence of air pressure that compress the water will produce a higher pressure. For part B, this is due to the fact that the rate at which water flow into the container is the same as the rate it flow out. Most other things will be equal if we towards the surface gravity. Thank you for listening to my presentation for the lab report video for experiment 4.